Every year, the Polk County Public Schools announce their Teachers and School-Related Employees of the Year. Polk County Public Schools recognize finalists from all 7 districts, and the overall winners were announced at the Inspire Awards presented by Mid-Florida Credit Union. The Inspire Awards were held November 7th at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. Now, one of those finalists is Angelica Ortiz, School-Related Employee of the Year finalist, School Nutrition Manager for Winston Academy of Engineering. Angelica Ortiz is the captain of the cafeteria at Winston Academy. As School Nutrition Manager, she is regarded for her leadership and training abilities, which have helped to provide highly qualified staff for Winston and many other Polk County public schools. Angelica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, talk to me a little bit about career prior to coming to Polk County. As we were talking before we did the interview, I understand you're an upstate New York girl prior to getting here?
Yes, I was there for almost 16 years with my husband and my kids. And before then, I worked at Kmart many years ago, and after that my husband and I had actually a hot dog cart in New York, upstate New York, for some.
Those are my favorites.
Yeah. And after that we moved here. I was taking care of the kids when we moved here, and he was the one working, but he had a job accident, and then after that I had to start working. So since then, 2018, I have been with Polk County School Nutrition.
So talk to me, what schools have you been at, or you been mostly where you're at now?
Well, I started at Lake Gibson High in the cafeteria. I spent there like 8 months. After that, it was Lake Gibson Middle for almost a year, and that's where I applied for the job as a manager, to be a manager. And thanks God, well, everything went well, and I have been at Winston Academy for 5 years.
So talk to me a little bit about what a typical day is for you, because I mean, I have a nightmare. I've got a grandson, and the older he gets, the easier it gets. But when he was younger, he was difficult to prepare meals for. And I'm thinking about like just one grandson where you've got a complete school. Talk to me a little bit about your challenges of your day.
Well, good thing we have a menu. It's a whole menu that we have to follow. But it is a little bit difficult because we do have kids that have allergies and different needs. So, but, well, I start my day early in the morning. I start at 6 a.m. in the morning. My crew starts at 7:15. And we make breakfast, lunch, and our school have also a supper program. So it's a different meal, a full meal for at the end of the day. So we have 3 different menus that we have to follow.
And Polk County is one of those communities that there are some children with food insecurities. Talk about the importance of getting their day started right with breakfast, because some kids don't get that. Yep,
and that's true. You see kids that come to the cafeteria and they're so eager to eat, so you know that they're hungry. It's not just because. So for me, it's a pleasure. You know, I love my job. I love seeing those kids, especially the one that empty their plates. You know that they're hungry. Some of them is just because they eat, like my kids, but some others you do know that they need, if they don't have that meal, the breakfast and lunch at school, they might not even have one, and you know, in the afternoon at home. So it is very important for parents also to let their kids know, and also their friends, that actually right now Polk County we have free meals, breakfast and lunch. That's very important because it's free. You know, they can have a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, and our school, if they are in the afternoon programs, depending on which one it is, they have the supper program too, so they have a whole full meal in the afternoon.
One of the facets of your job in reading some of the description from the public relations people is you are vital in training a lot of not only where you are, but a lot of other schools. Talk to me a little bit about that training aspect, if you would.
Yeah, so I've been 3 years that I have been it's called Quantity Cooking and Use and Care of Equipment. So I'm the one that trains people from other schools. That after you have been working for 6 months, a year in the school nutrition, so you have to get certain trainings, and it's like the use and care of equipment and quantity cooking, and I'm one of the instructors of Polk County.
Well, each day, you know, I guess what do you have? What, kindergarten through 5th grade? Is that what you have?
Pre-K.
Yeah, pre-K to 5th grade. You've seen a lot of students pass through, and you get to see the smile on their faces, you know, because you're one of their favorite people. But talk to me a little bit about that, providing that smile on that child's face and preparing them for the day, because you learn better. The whole process is better if your stomach isn't talking to you, and that comes from a grown man.
Yeah, that is something that I always say, that a hungry kid won't be able to learn. That's kind of what I always talk when I'm giving the class and to my crew. If that child is hungry, they won't be able to learn. So it's very important, and for me, it's very special seeing them when they come happy, and when they have their favorite things like chicken nuggets, chicken patties, breakfast, you know, that chocolate cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my Lord, they love that. And seeing their faces also brightens your day, because you know that they're going to have a good day at school. And when they come back during lunch and they say thank you, some of them comes and hug you. You know that you're making a difference. I know that the whole school is a team.
Yeah.
It's different departments, but we are one. So I always say a hungry kid cannot learn. So without us, they won't be able to learn. Same thing with other departments. If they're not there, a kid won't be able to learn. So seeing that smile in the morning when they're finishing their breakfast, and I know that they're going to have a good day because at least they started with a good meal.
With the position that you have, you're interacting, as you said, with that team, whether it be the administrative staff, the teachers, even the custodial staff.
Yes.
Talk about the importance of communications with everybody and staying in touch and everybody keeping on the same page.
Every school has a teamwork. You had to have a teamwork. So we provide the food. The custodians keep everything clean, because dirty cafeteria or dirty bathrooms, kids won't like being at school. Teachers either. So I know that everybody is important, and communication is key, because if I don't communicate with the custodians, nothing stays clean. If they don't communicate with me, they won't know what we're serving, because that also says how much garbage we're going to have during the day. And then same with the administration. I'm grateful of the administration that I have. There is schools that they don't treat, the school nutrition department the same way. I'm blessed with the one that I have, and communication is key. Letting them know of menu changes. There is a lot of, in the past years, different substitutions in menus, and you have to keep the staff informed of every single menu change that you have to make pretty much every single week. So communication is key.
One of the cool things that I've heard, I think you're the 5th or 6th one that we've done today, I got to hear the story, because everybody that's told me how they found out they were nominated, it's all been a big surprise.
Yes.
And I imagine they did the same thing to you. How did they do that?
Well, they used my husband.
Husbands have been a vital role.
Well, actually, my school, I have been short-staffed for almost 2 years. So my husband have been volunteering in my school, in the kitchen for a long time. My other son volunteered for 5 months in a row, helping in the kitchen, cooking, serving, and all that. So for me, it was normal that he wanted to go to my school. But I said, well, today is an easy day. I said, do what you have to do. Another day you come. He's like, no, I'm going to go today. I'm like, okay. So some help. I can do paperwork, so I don't have to be in the kitchen, so I can start doing paperwork. And then suddenly here comes, well, he went out of the office, but hey, he always talked with my staff and everything, so I was okay. But then here comes the principal of the school. He's like, hey, we need help because Polk County, they want to do something for the kids and have a meal for them in the afternoon. I'm like, where? He said in the auditorium. I'm like, my brain was like, where are we going to keep the food hot and cold and serve it and all that? My manager mojo get there.
Yeah.
So I started working, and my husband looked at me because he was, walking with me. I said, hey, you're going to help me today because you came here. And then when they opened the doors, the auditorium was full of kids and everybody from Polk County. So it was a I didn't expect it at all.
I saw the picture. You look surprised.
Yes. And they put the picture that I have my teeth that's showing. I never smiled that big.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a surprise, but what does it mean that your administrators and your coworkers nominated you for an award like this?
It felt awesome because the job that I do, I have to keep controlling the cafeteria.
Yeah.
We have menus. We have to say sometimes to the kids, no, this is what we're having, it's not that. So sometimes you don't expect people noticing everything that you do.
Yeah.
And being short-staffed for a long time, I'm just kind of in the kitchen, out there in the line, serving with the kids, doing my...
Just fitting in wherever you have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're not paying attention of other people if they're paying attention or not. You know that you just have to do your job, do it well, with integrity. And when that happened, it felt great knowing that people were noticing actually what I was doing on my team.
We got about 30 seconds left. I want you to tell me, you got nominated for this. So, I mean, there obviously are a bunch of people standing next to you supporting you in this. Who are some of those folks that are supporting you in this role?
Well, my team. My team is 4 people right now. So it's Sol, Zoe, Loretta, Stacy. I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
My husband and one of my son, Javier, my husband Javier too, they have been there working with me, volunteering for a long time. My principal, Wilkins, they have been awesome. They have been helpful. PTA, so any school that doesn't have PTAs is awesome.
Yeah.
It's needed in an elementary because they have help also. We do harvest meal and a lot of things at school, and they're a great help.
Well, Angelica, I want to thank you for coming in and talking a little bit about it, and appreciate your time and effort.
Thank you.
And once again, congratulations on the award.
Thank you for having me, and thank you.
That's going to do it for our conversation with Angelica Ortiz. Now, we invite you to check out our talks with the other finalists in the entire Inspire Awards show. Now, if you need more information on either, go to polkschoolsfl.com or follow them on Facebook at Polk County Public Schools.